Welcome back to Craig's Custom Cooking. It's just started to turn daylight outside, so I'm going to make a Chinese tea smoked duck in the pit barrel smoker today. Let me get everything set up and I'll show you the process. It's much easier than a Peking duck, and I like to try other ducks every now and then, so let me show you the process. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the rub that's going to go on the outside of the duck. So the first ingredient is 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of, or 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of Chinese 5-spice, 1 teaspoon of coriander ground, and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. That's all that goes in here for the rub. So now we just mix it all together. Break up your brown sugar. All right, that's our rub that goes on the outside. I'm going to set that aside. All right, the next thing we're going to make is this is going to be a tea smoked duck on the pit barrel cooker. The next ingredients we're going to put all together, and then this goes on top of the charcoal in the smoker. That's why they call it a tea smoked duck. So let me show you what goes in this. We got a 1/2 cup of just plain white rice. Then we have a 1/2 cup of Chinese tea loose. This is the tea that I'm using. Every time we go back to China, the family gives us tons of tea to bring back, so we always have loose tea. Then we're going to put in a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, well packed, 3 cinnamon sticks, 3 dried orange peels, and star of anise. Now it calls for 3. Mine are all broken up, so I just put a small handful in. This is everything that'll go on top of the fire once we start smoking the duck. All I'm going to do is get in with my hands and mix everything up real good, and then I'll show you when we put it on the fire. All right, so I have my 6-pound duck here. I've washed it, I've dried it really well. I'm going to take 4 lemon slices, and I'm going to stick those in the cavity. I'll take 1 green onion that I've broken in half. I'm going to stuff that in the cavity also. All right, so that's everything that's going to go on the inside of our duck. So now I'm going to show you how to truss it. So we want to take, on this particular duck, this came from D'Artagnan, and they cut the tail off. I like to leave the tail on because I can use that when I tie it up better. But since we don't have it, I just take my kitchen twine. I'm going to cross both legs. I'm going to take my kitchen twine, and I'm going to wrap it around both legs. Just like that. Now we'll go around a couple more times. Pull it tight. Now we're going to take the wings. So I'm going to roll it over. I'm going to take my neck skin, raise it up over the top. Then I bring my strings underneath the wings of the duck over the neck flap and just tie it up. Cut off your excess string. this is our duck. I have my duck truss. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to take, in this bowl, I have sesame oil. So I'm going to coat the whole duck on the back with the sesame oil. This is going to give it a really nice flavor. And it's going to help our rub to adhere to the duck. All right, now we take some of our rub. We're going to sprinkle it on the duck. I'll take my dry hand and I'll pat it in real good. Now we're going to flip it over. We're going to repeat the same thing. The sesame oil. All right, let me wash my hands up and I'll bring you back. All right, here's my duck. It's all been seasoned. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and then I'll get it out around 3 o'clock. Let it come up to room temperature. Then I'll put it on the smoke barrel cooker and smoke it. And I'll show you those steps when we get there. Okay, my tower is hot. You can see it glowing down inside. I'm going to take it off my metal rack. I'm just going to dump these briquettes on top of what's already in the bottom. Then I'm going to take all the stuff that I made up for the smoke this day. I'm going to sprinkle that on top of those coals. As you can see, it's already started to smoke. I put my 2 rebar rods in. It's part of the cooking system. And here's my duck, ready to go in. I put a hanger through it that comes from Pit Barrel. It's for hanging turkeys, ducks, and chickens, geese, whatever you want to put in the pit barrel. Now all I'm going to do is drop it down, turn it, and put the lid on. This is going to take about 2 to 2.5 hours until it comes up to 165 degrees inside. Bring you back then. All right, we're about halfway through the cook. I'm going to take the duck out, probe it, check the temperature. See, that's what it looks like so far. Beautiful. Right now, this breast is at 146, 142, thickest part of my leg. It's at 134. So it's got a little ways to go yet. So I'm going to turn it, put it back in. And it's got to go about another hour yet. I'll bring you back. Welcome back. Our duck's been on for almost 2.5 hours. I'm going to take it out. We're going to test it for temperature to see if it's done. That's what it looks like. (163 degrees). 160. 175. So the thighs are the... Yeah, this one's a little colder over here. So I'm going to put it back in for just a little longer. I get those legs up to a good temperature of 175 or above. Just close it up and I'll bring you back. All right, it's been exactly 3 full hours. I'm going to take my duck off, so it should be done. I'm going to take it in the house. I'm going to let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes. And I'll bring you back. Welcome to our table. This is my tea smoked duck that I made. This is the Hawaiian macaroni salad I made in another video. And then my wife made asparagus with mushrooms on top. And then I made us 2 desserts. They're strawberry shortcake. So we'll see how they taste later. But the whipped cream is actually melting on them. So.
Want to try the vegetable first?
Yeah.
Looks delicious.
You can never go wrong with mushrooms.
Yeah. It's always our signature dish. Asparagus with mushroom.
Very good.
Yeah, always. Good.
Get some duck. I gave her a wing. I'm actually going to get some of the breast meat. And I put hoisin sauce on my plate.
Oh, that's good. That's a big wing.
It was a big duck.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very good.
Love it. I like to mix with some smoked flavor.
Right. We're going to finish up our meal. If you like our channel, please subscribe. Hit the like button and the bell for future notifications. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.